Everyone's new favorite video game, Palworld, is at risk of being sued and canceled. Nintendo is investigating and promised to take action if necessary. But here's 4 reasons why Nintendo probably won't sue Palworld.
Several months later.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero. Check out the second channel. Go to the second channel, about to be popping because I'm about to put another video over there, aka the real Super Mario here, bringing you another video. All right, so you know what I'm saying, after the big news from yesterday with the Switch 2 leaks, which was fun to cover, it was awesome. I went out and got me something to eat and came back, and I hopped back on Twitter just to check and see what was going on. And it was like freaking Christmas. Nintendo put out a legal notice saying Nintendo Corporation, in collaboration with the Pokmon Company, filed a patent infringement lawsuit against Pocket Pair. The lawsuit seeks an injunction against the defendants and compensation for damages, alleging that the game Palworld, developed and sold by the defendants, infringes on multiple patents. In order to protect the valuable intellectual property that we have built up over many years of hard work, we will continue to take necessary measures against any infringement on our intellectual property, including our brand. So, yeah, so it's official. All right, the die has been cast. The Victorian glove has been pulled off the hand and smacked into the face of Pocket Pair, and a war has been declared. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's official. Nintendo and Pokemon Company is suing Palworld. So this is actually really interesting. Now, of course, I made a whole lot of jokes and stuff about how plagiarized the Pals were and all this other kind of stuff, but it's not really about the designs per se. I think that's probably one of the things that triggered this, but it's not the actual lawsuit is not about the designs. It's actually about patents. So there's something in Palworld, and I think I know what it is, that is patented by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, and Pocket Pair used it to make Palworld. They used a very similar technical device to do it. So of course, we're going to continue getting videos like this from me. Like, comment, subscribe, and the bell button. Do all the good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I'll shout you out of this portion of the video. All right, so Palworld responded to this. Of course they did. Regarding the lawsuit, yesterday a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We have received notice of this lawsuit and will begin appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of patent infringement. At this point, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified as of such details. Pocket Pair is a small indie company. Oh yes, we are a small indie company. We only made like $60 million in a year. We're so small. Based in Tokyo, our goal as a company has always been to create fun games. We will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games bring joy to millions of gamers around the world. Palworld was a surprise success this year, both for gamers and for us. We were blown away by the amazing response to the game, but we have been working hard to make it even better for our fans. We will continue improving Palworld and strive to create a game that our fans can be proud of. It is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to the game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideals. Oh, that's dirty. You trying to bring other indie devs into this? This has nothing to do with indie devs, okay? All right, because there are plenty of other indie devs that are making monster tamer games that aren't doing anything close to what you're doing to Pokemon. Look at like Cassette Beasts or Monster Rancher, Digimon, You know what I'm saying? Yu-Gi-Oh was doing capsule monsters at one point. There are tons of other Monster Tamer games or Monster Tamer-like games that are out there just living life, and they didn't get sued by the Pokemon company. It was only when you decided to do something very close to what Pokemon was doing with designs that were very close to Pokemon's that you got sued. So don't try to make it like, oh, Nintendo's trying to kill indie devs, a small indie devs that make $60 million a year. You know, stop that. That's dirty. We apologize to our fans and supporters for any worry or discomfort the news has caused. As always, thank you for your continued support, Palworld and Pocket Pair. So what's happening is Nintendo is suing for patent infringement. Patent infringement is a lot different from copyright infringement. Copyright infringement, you're using a property owned by us. Kind of like what's going on with the Berserk fan animation. All right, like the Mura estate did not give permission to these fans to make this Berserk animation, which is why it's probably going to get kiboshed. You know what I'm saying? So that's copyright infringement. Patent infringement is a whole different story. So patent infringement would be like if, let's say, Tears of the Kingdom had a nemesis system. If a Bokoblin kills you, like, he would rank up, and then, you know, you would have to fight him over, and he would become like your nemesis. If Nintendo did that, they would be infringing on the patent by Warner Brothers that they made with Shadow of Mordor. All right, that's basically what's going on here with Nintendo versus Palworld. So I dug a little deeper into a lot of the patents that Nintendo had, you know, digging through Twitter, you know what I'm saying, and digging through patent websites. You know, I ran across this. As far as the patent that Palworld violated, you know, from Pokemon and Nintendo, it appears to be similar to the one from Legends Arceus. So in this little excerpt right here, it says, in a first mode, an aiming direction in a virtual space is determined based on the second operation input, and a player character is caused to launch in an aiming direction an item that affects a field character deposed on the field in virtual space based on a third operation input. In a second mode, the aiming direction is determined based on the second operation input, and the player character is caused to launch an aiming direction, a fighting character that fights based on the third operation input. Basically, catching Pokemon or catching monsters, you know, and then throwing out the monster and then having the monster battle another monster. So basically, the catching and battling mechanics similar to what was in Legends Arceus. I believe that this is the patent that they're getting sued for. All right, because I mean, tons of Monster Tamer games have different ways of catching monsters, but I think this is the first one that I've seen in a while that literally has take ball, throw at monster, catch monster, raise monster, throw monster out of ball, fight other monster, repeat process. That is something that is quintessential to Pokemon. You know, I think this is really what's getting them. And this kind of takes me to one of the arguments online against this lawsuit. And this is from Mischief, I believe is a YouTuber. And it says, imagine if Ubisoft patented the tower-based fast travel system and then sued Sony for the patent infringement because Horizon Zero Dawn and Ghost of Tsushima used it as well. This is essentially what Nintendo seems to be doing to Palworld right now. And he's not too far off base here, because that is kind of what they're doing, but it's also a little different though, because the tower system is not something that is inherent to Ubisoft or Ubisoft games. That's just something that we as fans related to Ubisoft games. All right, so they don't actually own a patent for it, and it's not really inherent to Ubisoft games. So like, say if, I don't know, Square Enix wanted to make a game about ninja assassins that go into an open world and they assassinate people and they use towers to activate parts of the open world. Like, yeah, you can say that that's very similar to Assassin's Creed, but it's not exactly infringing on any Assassin's Creed patents. But if, say, Square Enix made a game with assassins going through an open world, killing people using towers to activate parts of the open world, and it had a blade on the top of their wrist instead of the bottom of their wrist, yeah, that would probably be seen as, you know, infringing on a patent of Ubisoft. Because more than likely, Ubisoft probably has patented the hidden blade. More than likely. It would be kind of crazy if they didn't, because that is inherently Assassin's Creed. All right, there's a difference between a concept that is similar to Assassin's Creed to something that is inherent to Assassin's Creed. The hidden blade is inherently Assassin's Creed. See, Square Enix will probably get away with that because it's similar, but it's different enough to where it's not like infringing. But if they put the hidden blade in, like, yeah, then yeah, you're infringing at that point. And that's essentially what's going on with Palworld. Palworld can make a game about taming monsters and catching them and owning them and battling them and trading them. They can do that, but what they can't do is make a game about owning, trading, and battling monsters while catching them in a ball. You know what I'm saying? Because that is inherently Pokemon. So here's the thing I think really happened with this. All right, so there was this tweet from this guy named Arabin, and it says, I guess this is what angered Nintendo. It's the same story as the White Cat Punicon trial, which is the game from China that they sued. Nintendo is an organization that will tolerate copying to a certain point, but if it goes as far as developing a licensing business using the copied IP and or technology, taking money from other companies, they will use any means necessary to completely crush you. And I think he could be on to something here, because if you really think about it, Palworld just signed a deal with Sony and Aniplex to turn Palworld into a multimedia project. It could be very possible that Nintendo was gonna let them slide until they decide to play in Nintendo's face and build an empire with something very similar to what Nintendo owns. That could be a possibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was just Palworld, they might have been able to let them go. But now you got Sony in the mix, who is a direct competitor to Nintendo in the video game space. You've got Aniplex, who is technically a competitor to Nintendo, since Nintendo is slowly working its way into the multimedia space as well. Now since you clicking up, now it could be a problem. That more than likely is why this lawsuit is going forward. All right, because they'll let you make a game with similar ideas and concepts, but they're not gonna let you build an empire with it. So that's what I think is happening here. But you know, with these videos, I kind of like to do something fun and react to the opinions going on. So let's go through Twitter and react to some of these opinions. Nintendo sues Palworld developer for infringement. Meanwhile, Square Enix let Nintendo off the hook.
This is crazy. You must be stupid, huh?
I've been seeing this a lot, all right, since the whole Palworld Pokemon designs debacle. And I'm like, yeah, this doesn't fit, my guy. All right, because there's a difference between having a similar concept versus similar design. Like, this does not look like this. All right, it's a similar concept, purple smoky monster, but they're completely different. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that I kind of learned when I was doing the Palworld video initially, all right, is that, yeah, this is the thing. And Palworld were right on that fact, that they made similar designs, but they were conceptually similar, but they were also kind of different. But there was also designs that was very, very conceptually similar and designed very similarly as well. Dear Nintendo, this is a move. Okay, you have been making half-baked, badly performing Pokemon games for 8 years now.
Nigga, please!
And yet you still hold a monopoly on the genre of game. Palworld holds no threat to your public image or your game shares.
Oh, nigga, you gay!
They do. Okay, all right, because what was everybody saying when Palworld came out? Oh, it's the Pokemon killer. It's the Pokemon killer. That's what everybody was saying. Not just regular plebs, but also journalists. So it does kind of hold a threat to their public image. Especially if they're able to play in Nintendo's face and make a movie with a thing that looks exactly like the thing that they made. Come on now. Goodness, Nintendo is such a litigious company. I'm surprised they didn't sue Palworld sooner. I bet it's because they were waiting for the hype to die down so they'd get less bad publicity. I hope it doesn't work out for them.
I'm so sorry! Bitch.
I mean, think about it this way. I don't think Nintendo really cares about PR that much. Alright, I mean, because did you see all the bad PR they got when they shut down Smash tournaments? Alright, for like no reason, and then didn't do anything to replace them? Like, did you see them care about the bad PR of shutting down all these like beloved fan projects? I don't really think they care about bad PR. Alright, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, most of the people that care about the PR are like terminally online gamers, which is like, what, 15% of the population of gamers? Most gamers don't really care about this kind of stuff. I'm just being honest. But here's the thing. Like, here's the interesting part. Like, the Japanese fans, it's completely different. Like, the American fans, like, oh no, they are totally willing to dick ride Palworld all day long. They are willing to ride the Shinron Schlong, as it were. You know what I'm saying? All day long. But the Japanese fans, they ain't having it. If you're going to say it's an impediment to develop, you should first create a game full of original elements first. They keep copying others, and when they get sued, they say, I'm just a small indie company. I'm just a small company. We only made $60 million. You know, it's like we only sold, you know, thousands and thousands of copies. Like, we're just a small little tiny company. You know, we just outsold Concord and outlasted them, and, you know, we just outsold Helldivers and outsold Black Myth Wukong. But we're just a small indie company, though. Looking at Nintendo's patents, it seems like the ball monster capture system is out of the question. There are many other games with similar systems, but Palworld is overusing it too much, including the design, so I can't overlook it. Exactly, that's the thing I can say. Like, they literally took the quintessential design of a Pokemon game. Alright, so that's about it for this. You know, so this is gonna be an ongoing thing. You know, I'm probably gonna have to make another video on Palworld at some point. Maybe I'll have to actually review Palworld since I never got around to doing that video. But that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real. Tell me what you think in the comments.